Hello, my name's Stephanie, and this is my second video blog. We're going to be talking about family, apparently. So we have to discuss who's in our family. My mom raised me as a single mom pretty much from the time I was born until I was about 8 years old. And then she married who is now my stepdad. I refer to him as dad. He's pretty much fulfilled that ideal role for me as a father, and I'm super thankful for that. He and my mom have had two kids, and they're about 9 and 8 years old right now, so I'm about twice as much older as they are. But it's great having them around. We're all really close. And because I have that influence from my mom raising me while she was a single mom when I was really young, I feel like I have that sort of empowerment to make decisions by myself and not really need to rely on outside help or, a male sort of figure in my life. So I'm really thankful for that. Now, primary socialization is pretty much the process by which young kids are being raised by their parents and they learn to determine right from wrong and what they should and shouldn't do, stuff like that. And there's ways to reinforce those sort of morals that your parents are trying to instill in you. Something that my parents did a lot of the time was just give me a little whack on the butt if I wasn't behaving. They never slapped me or, did anything crazy, bent me over their knee or anything, but they really wanted to instill certain morals in me, like respect for authority and like things like not to steal. I was always really, really grabby when I was younger. We would go to stores and I would just grab things off the shelves and try and walk out the store with them. I just didn't understand, but that was something that my parents really taught me not to do just because they wanted me to understand that stealing was wrong. And to this day, I definitely still believe those things. I try to respect all my authority figures and I don't steal. So their socialization techniques have definitely worked on me. Now we have to talk about myths of the traditional family. I think the biggest myth is probably that there has to be a male breadwinner. I don't really understand that, especially in like a context from 2016, just because, we have a plethora of gay couples out there, two males, two females. What are they supposed to do? If we have these sort of gender roles that need to be fulfilled, I don't see how either homosexual relationships will be able to even work with those myths in place. So compared to 50 years ago, life is definitely a lot different. They like the media and people were spreading sort of the nuclear family sort of expectation, and it's pretty much how it was for my grandparents and even my parents as they were growing up. My grandmom stayed at home, raised her daughters. My grandpa was actually fighting in the Vietnam War, and when he wasn't, he was working, full time at his businesses. He was a businessman. He had jewelry stores, he had grocery stores. He's still the owner of two bars now, so he's always been a businessman. And because of his ability to operate businesses so proficiently, he's been able to really let my grandmom focus on staying at home. And luckily, that's what she wanted to do at the time. She felt like she was fulfilling her motherly and feminine role. So nothing wrong with that. If that's, both what they wanted to do, that's totally cool. I just think it's a little different now, because someone like me who's living on her own, I have no choice but to go out and work and make a living for myself. And that's also something that I want to do, which is why I've chosen this life. So I think it's really important that that the choice is given. If someone wants to be a stay-at-home mom, then they should do that. Or if someone wants to be a stay-at-home dad, then they should have the freedom to do that. And my parents, pretty much like right in the middle of me and my grandparents. My mom was always used to working and going out and providing, so that's something that she did. But whenever she had the opportunity to stay home with the kids, if she had a day off, she loved doing that as well. So really, you can choose whichever destiny you want. That's what I firmly believe. As for number 4, how does pop culture represent the family? I think now, specifically with the shows that I watch, they're kind of catching up with what is considered acceptable or what is considered normal in a household. For instance, Steven Universe is one of my favorite shows that I watch, and Steven is a young boy raised by 3 kind of polyamorous homosexual women, and it's really awesome because he even has his biological father in his life, but he doesn't live with him. His father plays a huge part in raising him and stuff like that, but ideally he gets all of his morals and principles from these beautiful crystal gems who are these beautiful, empowering women. So I think that's really cool to see, especially in the media nowadays. All right, that's been my second video blog.